open source. Apart from that, we can see Brave and Mozilla Firefox. All these are like open source that is available. Secondly, I would like you all to know FOSS के 3 main pillars हैं which we stand on. First is hardware, second is cybersecurity, and third is again open source. Now, अगर cybersecurity में आए, today's event spotlight is cybersecurity. Okay? How many of you are aware of cybersecurity as a term? I hope you all are well aware what the event is about, right? Yes, no. You all are well aware of post attack, then we have SQL injection, and then we have Nmap and code scanning. Okay? To mark the beginning of this enlightening event, I would like to invite Mr. Sumit sir and ma'am on stage for the their enlightening ceremony. Please welcome to them with a huge round of applause, everyone. I would please like to invite Kirti ma'am to the stage for giving out the gift of moment. Everyone please welcome ma'am with a huge round of applause. So we would like to have the stage for the moment of ceremony. And with these lights of knowledge, I would like to invite and guest speaker for the most awaited speaker session that we were waiting for. Mr. Sumit sir is our guest for today's event. He is right now Chief Information Security Officer and Senior Vice President at Desto Solutions. He has already worked with he has already worked in the industry with big companies including BlackBerry. And now I would like to invite sir on stage for the session.
फोटो भी नहीं ले रहे हमने उसको यूज़ भी नहीं कर रहा था हैं क्या उसको यूज़ नहीं किया तो कर रहे हैं
Good afternoon. How are you? So what are you expecting today? What will happen?
To get a lead.
अभी भी सेट कर तो आता था नहीं पहली बार यूज़ किया नहीं वो आईएस और शटर स्पीड ले सकते हैं वही चेंज करना वो नहीं कह रहा मैं नहीं कह रहा था लाइव है क्या लाइव है तो देखने वाला कोई बात नहीं काम पर कहीं खड़ा कर देना इसको नॉर्मल हां नहीं ये तो बैठ जाऊं मैं बैठ जा गया
So what I am going to cover today is a very interesting aspect of cybersecurity called automobile cybersecurity. I'm sure you must heard about automobile cybersecurity in some form or another. People talk about vehicles that can be compromised, but basically automobile cybersecurity is just computers on either 2 wheels or 4 wheels. So what we will cover today is basically a short the interesting aspect of automobile cybersecurity. We'll talk about how threat actors or hackers can compromise your vehicle, what are the ways of the vehicle, and more importantly, what are the different set of technologies that are coming up in the industry for automobile cybersecurity. Right? So this is going to be the interesting part. Let's hope things have started. What I'm going to play is a short video and hope you will Okay, I want you to pay attention. This is a short video and this will set the context of what I'm going to show you here. Let's go. Okay, that is what future is going to come in reality. The future is that the car that you will drive will only listen to your voice command and you will interact with it. Sometime it will listen to you, sometime it will not listen to you, sometime it's going to have different level of conversation. Can everybody please sit down? So what I do at Destro is basically we work on automobile cybersecurity. We design vehicles, we design big software for vehicles, we cover them as part of a security platform and provide capabilities to cover with a lot of things that you drive. Now raise of hand, how many people drive a car? Okay. How many of you have ADAS in those cars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Can the backbenches come? There's a lot of space available in front. Okay. And how many of you drive electric vehicles? Oh, a lot of people drive at the back end. Great. So up and up. So apparently there was a time where the vehicle was just a vehicle, there was no computer on the vehicle and there was no possibility of somebody could hack a car. But today cars are overly increasingly becoming complicated irrespective of what car you drive. Whether you drive Tata or Mahindra or any other vehicle manufacturer in India. But reality is most of these vehicles have computers on board. I'm going to skip this. So we'll talk about the connected vehicle opportunities, what is the security examples, some of them training, certifications, and so forth. So the first one, this is basically the roadmap of where the automobile world started off. So reality in 1958 was the first car that was introduced with cruise control. That is where the computers really started to come in connected cars. And up intently between 2021 and 2018-20, we started to have technologies in also known as autonomous vehicle. Now the word autonomous vehicle is very similar to what is known as ability to drive with computers. And so when I say there is feedback coming in. Okay. So when I say autonomous vehicle, which means the car has an ability to drive either through assistance of the driver or independently of the driver itself. And most of them are you aware of ADAS level, but we'll cover them ADAS level in the upcoming. But typically in the history of autonomous vehicle, this was the various stages of where the autonomous vehicle was driven. And some of the companies that are there in automobile cybersecurity, these are some of the companies that are there. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but broadly they cover everything from Bosch right up to Technologics, and they are into software, they are into hardware, they are into cloud security, middleware, and also in hardware technologies also. So I'm sure that as part of cybersecurity, you must be doing something on cloud, hardware securities, and these will be some of the companies that you can connect with once you get part of automobile engagement. Now, as far as India goes, these are some of the government departments and industry stakeholders that are working as part of your engagement for giving you what is also known as autonomous vehicles or connected vehicles. So, again, your department from Department of Telecommunication right up to Technical Engineering Centers to Bureau of Indian Standards and so on and so forth. These are some of the areas that cover part of it. Now, let's come now to the core part of it. Has somebody seen this Cartoon? Nobody seen this cartoon? Absolutely nobody. Okay, what does this donate? What does this mean? Any idea, any broad idea, just a broad idea. It means that this little child has got access to the most sensitive data where the chart says there's going to be a strike in Yemen in the middle of the night. Okay, which means that this young generation like yours have access to some data which should not be there. So whoever is typing strike at midnight in Yemen is compromised. So basically, a vehicle cybersecurity means that protecting connected vehicles from cyber threat and keeping transport safe. That's the basic reference to automobile cybersecurity, and there has been multiple versions of cyber attack in automobile cybersecurity. So as you can see, there was attack on Land Rover, EU log on Porsche 718. In fact, there was a trend that was running on Twitter or I think on Instagram about somebody trying to hack multiple vehicles. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but there were certain areas where they showed how somebody can compromise those vehicles. Now, this is a typical vehicle, and if this is where anybody who has access to any of this attack surface can compromise. Everybody knows what an attack surface is? Attack surface? Okay, if you don't worry about it, don't straight it out. Attack surface is basically the ways of somebody can compromise an asset or a hardware. In this, your attack surface is everything that is connecting you to the car. So this can be your vehicle to pedestrian, we'll cover this, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to network, infrastructure, cloud security, and if you have an EV vehicle, it's connecting to a power grid. So this is how this vehicle can be compromised. So anyway, your vehicle that is connected to your network is kind of compromised. Basically everything. So your car can be compromised in such a manner: externally, internally, hardware, human social machinery. Go back. So you can see this is how your car can be used in a state where it can be compromised. So you can see a lot of these areas where the threat actor or somebody who wants to steal your car or take away your car can connect or tamper with the systems and kind of steal your car from the network without kind of letting you know what happened to your car. Next slide. So these are some of the examples of how the car has been compromised or vehicle has been compromised in the past. Okay, this is another cartoon which shows that how photography was then flagged as criminal activity, but reality is that threat actors are also using the same level of technologies what you are using to protect your environment. Okay, next slide please. I want you to look at this video very carefully. Please have a look at this video and then we'll talk about it. Yeah. So the threat actor comes. This recently happened. He gets into the car, he breaks the glass, removes the plastic layering, he's done. Now somebody who has access to the hardware comes with the unlocking platform, connects it to the car, unlocks the car from the electronic system, and the car is ready to go. Done. Welcome to the world of automobile cybersecurity. This is how a vehicle can be compromised in less than 20 seconds, even before you realize something has gone wrong. So whatever he was using, it can be bought in the market for 50,000 rupees or under lakh, depending upon what configuration he is using. But reality is, this is how modern cars can be remotely unlocked, can be stolen away, or can be compromised. So in this case, he was unlocking the car. But in some cases, he can put a malware into your car, he can put a ransomware into your car, he can put a virus into your car. Depending upon whatever he can do, he will do. Next slide. How many people try Kia? Cool. Whenever you connect your phone to Apple Play or Android Auto, the entertainment system stores everything about you. So in this case, your phone contacts, your outgoing, your incoming, your missed calls, everything that information is shared. Information is available on the entertainment system. And with this case, in Kia typical entertainment system, this data was, threat actors was able to retrieve this data easily. So if I have access to your car, I know how many calls you made, whom your call was made, and what was duration of your calls, and so on and so forth. That is how it is easy to get some data. Next slide. War driving. Ever heard about this word, war driving? Anybody? Okay, war driving is basically using a laptop and scanning and driving around with Wi-Fi and tracking Wi-Fi. That's war driving. War driving means using your laptop Wi-Fi to scan the nearby Wi-Fi environment while you're driving in the car or any other vehicle. Which means you're collecting SSID on every Wi-Fi points which are there while you're driving your car. In this case, war driving is basically to access dash cam. What is the typical password for a dash cam? Anybody? Or rather, put this way, how many people use dash cam in their cars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. What is the password, typical password for dash cam? Yeah, the typical password for dash cam is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In some cases, it will be up to 8. That's how easy it is. So, if I want to access this gentleman dash cam, he is in the car and I'm sitting nearby his car, then all I need to do is put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and access all the videos and photographs, even sometimes the audio recording of his car he has made, and share the data with a threat actor. So this is the ability for a threat actor, which means he can sabotage, he can extract, he can process, he can look at data, he can look everything what he doesn't need to know. Next slide. Okay, now this becomes little interesting. Up till now, this was only cars. But did you thought this can be also applicable to commercial vehicles like buses or trucks? Well, yes. This is also applicable to the world of bus trucks. In this case, there was a several attack where the hijacker was able to shut down the brakes of a tanker into a commercial, which is primarily to commercial security. Which means that if a hacker has disabled the brake for a truck that is carrying petroleum, imagine the harm it can do on the road to all the people. Or if you can disable the brakes on a bus, or he disables the brakes on any other truck which is carrying sensitive cargo, this is the amount of damage he can do in terms of the attack he wants to deliver. And the final one, this is the most simplest one. Has anybody access to Flipper Zero or anybody seen Flipper Zero? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And how many of you, those have seen Flipper Zero, has used it anywhere in a controlled environment? Anybody used it? Now this is a very easiest way of hacking a card, and I would definitely suggest not to do it if you're not using your own card. But if you have your own card, then you can try it out. This can be done with Flipper Zero also. Not a suggested approach, just for information. Now, if you have a card key which is electronically opened or electronically locked, it sends a radio frequency and the encrypted key also along with it, which then either unlock the card or locks the card. Now, if you have a Flipper Zero or any other similar equipment, you can read the frequency, read the encryption code, and then once the owner who has the key goes away with it, he can then use the Flipper Zero to run the same frequency and the same command and unlock the card. This is called rolling code communication, and it's the most vulnerable right now in most of the vehicles, that allows you to unlock a vehicle and get access to the physical part of the vehicle. That's how it is easy. Next. Okay. Now let's look at what are the kit you need to run automobile cybersecurity. Yeah, that's the only kit you need. That's the only kit you will ever need for you to able to understand or unlock or run penetration testing on various hardwares of automobile cybersecurity. Flipper Zero. Next slide. Now, what are the different hardwares that you can run Flipper Zero? What are the different technologies in the system where you can run Flipper Zero? So this is another equation. I'm sure some people understood it, some people didn't understood it, but we'll cover that in the last slide. Let's go ahead, next slide. Now, people who have ADAS, I would like you to read the below URL and read the article. People who have ADAS in your vehicle, there is a beautiful article, India's love affair with ADAS. And I want you to go and read this article. But what is ADAS? Okay, how many people know that ADAS have levels? 2. Okay. Now, whatever you see on the blue side of it, they are available in India. ADAS 0, ADAS 1, ADAS 2. What is not available right now is 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so when you go to a car dealership and he has this car has ADAS level 2, then you know that it provides this level, lane centering and adaptive cruise control at the same time. These are the two things. But when he says it has ADAS level 3, which means that it has combination of 1, 2 levels, and plus, as you move ahead, level 4 and level 5 is that it can control steering, pedaling, and can drive under various conditions without the need for a driver. Okay, so when in India we'll have level 3 and 4, which means that most of the time the car will not need your reference. As you saw in the video, there was no need for a steering wheel or something like that. You'll be able to use by your voice. But the reality is that we are not ready at this moment of time, and there is a huge need for cybersecurity professional in the field of automobile cybersecurity for these to happen, for these kind of traction to happen. So now that you know the ADAS have different levels, you can now very well understand where does when you go into car or if you go into dealership or somebody asks you, you have a fairly clear understanding what this different level of ADAS has in your car and what do they really mean. Okay, in all the cars that you drive, and this is going to be little, there are basically two things in the car. The electronic control unit and the telematic control unit. And then there is one more interesting part of vehicle called on-board diagnostic, OBD. It's a small port which looks like this, which could be either under the dashboard of your wheel or could be on the passenger side. But these are three primary things that each car will have it. And some of these can be used to either compromise your vehicle or modify your vehicle depending upon how it is. So if you have access, and if you are a threat actor or an actor who wants to compromise or somebody who wants to look into car and get access to all the car data, the area to compromise is the gateway EC. This is the main. If somebody has compromised this, then he basically has access to everything that is shown in the circle. Which means he has access to navigation, airbags, sensors, climate control, door locks, everything that is needed is there in the system. And this can be compromised using the ODP, which is connected to an onboard or an external third-party dongle, whatever it could be. Or either injecting with the malware, however the configuration. This is a typical photograph on ECU, which is there in your car. Does anybody know where this ECU of your car sits? Your ECU of your car is in the engine bay. Is in the engine bay. If you look at carefully, there will be two ports. One will be the digital one will be the analog one. It's in the engine bay. If you ever now get time, have a look at that car. Next slide, please. And if you are smart enough, then basically you are accessing your car through these level of controls. Physical access through the ODP and remote access to your either Wi-Fi, Bluetooth or cell network. I was talking to your department head just a few moments back and I was telling how it is through your phone or through a Wi-Fi dongle or through a network, I can access everything about your car, even shut it down while you're driving the car. So it is how the vehicle is interacting with the threat actor in this case, which allows him to control everything of your vehicle. Now this is what the future is going to come. So up till now there was only one or couple of ECUs. Then we moved to central gateway unit, which had more than one ECU. I'm sure the cars you drive may have more than one ECU. And this is going to be the future of the car, where the car may have domain controllers and multiple domain controllers and ECUs together in the system. So it will have different architecture depending upon whether you drive an electric vehicle or whether you drive a vehicle that has diesel or petrol in whatever configuration. And this is just not limited to cars, it can be also limited to also commercial vehicle like trucks or buses also. Now in local area network, has anybody heard about local area network? One. Anybody heard about local area network? LAN. I was surprised. Okay. These tools are zero and CAN has different variables. It basically works on voltage. It can be between 0 and 5 volt depending upon how the pulse is sent. And this is a typical CAN bit stream which shows the traffic is flowing and what does this do. Each of these frame can be used to control the vehicle. Control the steering, whether you want to turn right, turn left, headlights, headlamp, wipers, what kind of patrol at what frequency it should send. All these are covered as part of this control systems. And then finally we come to the telematic control unit. This is the control unit that provides data to the companies like OEMs, in case Tata, Mahindra, Kia or Volkswagen in this case, about how is your car performing. And this can also be part of ability of the threat actors or people who want to get access to your vehicles to compromise these hardware, because they're easy to compromise. They're purely based on Linux platform, so they can be compromised like that. As I talked about, so this is where your ODP is, and this ODP can be used to access various things. You can, if you don't want to kind of compromise your vehicle and just read the data, you can use the ODP to read data, and that is where the diagram is of what are those pin configuration mean on ODP. Next slide. Okay, now let's turn to the smart vehicle. This is where the cloud really sits. This is where the cloud security really comes into picture, because now you are interacting between the vehicle and the cloud, of where the data will be stored. The near future of India, and obviously Europe is already going that way, your car will talk to these people. Okay? The car will talk to a pedestrian, which is a passenger or a person who is walking on the street. The car will talk to the traffic lights. The car will talk between car and car. And the car will talk to the infrastructure and power supply systems. Which means that this is how the car will interact with its surroundings. Silencing? Okay. This is not a film or a 10-year story. This is the next 3 years is going to come in India. The government of India has mandated the year 2027 to ensure that all vehicles sold in India should have cybersecurity in them. Which year? 2027. Which year we are right now? How many years left? 1 year. Which means that this is the same level of infrastructure that is going to come in India sooner or later, maybe starting from metropolitan cities and going down to ABC cities. But reality is, this is how your infrastructure will look like. And most of the companies are running out of time because this is needed immediately. So this kind of solution is known as V2X. V2X, in which we cover vehicle to pedestrian, vehicle to network, vehicle to vehicle, and again, this is not covering the grid part, but vehicle to grid also. Next slide. Now, in vehicle to vehicle, what will vehicle talk to vehicle? What will a vehicle say to another vehicle? A vehicle will say to another vehicle about, how are you? No, it won't say how are you. It will say, what is the next traffic jam happening on the road? Okay, where is the next incident that has happened on the road? Okay, there is a problem on the road, or there is a construction that is going on the road, or somebody has been kind of had incident, or a problem, or somebody had a flat tire on the road. These kind of data will flow between the vehicle to vehicle. It won't say hello to each other, trust me. The other thing it will say about vehicle to infrastructure is there is a work ahead, there is a parking available, there is a road junction that is closed, there is a traffic light that is not working. Okay? These are the information it will say. Next slide. Then vehicle to person, people who are on cyclists, two-wheeler, pedestrian joggers, who are jogging on the road, they will be able to communicate with the vehicle to ensure that they also do not either get kind of the incident or accident by vehicles, or they don't come in front of vehicles incidentally or by accident itself. And then lastly, the rules. What are the different standards, laws that are coming up? So these are some of the security standards that you can go for it. or you can have trainings in these standards. We provide trainings also. Okay, they allow you to kind of become certified, aware about automobile cybersecurities. These are primarily laws which govern the standards, and that is the legal understanding of systems that will be there to ensure that your vehicle that is there in India is covered under cybersecurity. Next slide. This is the last slide, and I will put my microphone down and wait for any questions, answers from you guys. Any question, answers?
As you said that you are working in distro solutions for automobile problems and solving them. So what are you doing to resolve the issue of flipper zero mainly attacking the automobiles?
Okay, that is a very good question. What are we doing to resolve rolling code issue is that we are putting encryption between both the vehicles to ensure that encryption changes every few seconds or every few hours so that the vehicle cannot be attacked or compromised using flipper zero. There is already work done by BMW in this case where the codes are changed automatically both at the car level as well as the remote level, so that the difficulty of attack becomes higher. It's not impossible, it's the difficulty of attack becomes higher.
The second question is, as you introduce V2X communication in which vehicle to vehicle and vehicle to pedestrian can communicate with each other, won't it increase the possibilities of cyber attacks through it? Like as you showed in the previous example, we connect phones with a Kia vehicle. We can have call logs and different incoming, outgoing call logs, everything. If we start connecting with vehicle to vehicle and vehicle to pedestrian to know more about our surroundings, the possibilities, constructions, and everything else, we can not only know the route of a person who is driving the car, but also the cars driving around it through the IP address it will connect it. Because no network is secure for sure. So we will gain more and more access of other vehicles and other people as well than a single resource.
Absolutely, and that is where we need you all people. The need to have cybersecurity personnel is ever growing in the market. Whatever I showed you is all subjected to cyber attack. Okay? Nothing is secure. This rightly said. Nothing is secure. It's all subjected to cyber attack. Which is why the need to have intelligent people like you in the industry to protect cybersecurity is very important. It's not only alone I can do it, around few companies can do it. In India, there is an absolute need to have intelligent people like you. Any other question?
I just want to confirm कि cyber security की field में as compared to typical engineering field कितना competition है, क्योंकि अगर हम normally इसमें जाना चाहें तो ज़्यादा और कितना tough है as compared to typical software engineering field.
Okay, देखो कंपटीशन तो हर जगह है. मैं अगर तुम्हें ये कहूँ कि कंपटीशन वहाँ नहीं है तो झूठ होगा. कंपटीशन है और इंजीनियरिंग और साइबर सिक्योरिटी में ज़्यादा फर्क है नहीं. सिर्फ साइबर सिक्योरिटी में ये है कि तुम्हारे पास चॉइसेस बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. जैसे मान लो मैं ऑटोमोबाइल साइबर सिक्योरिटी के बारे में पढ़ाया, ठीक है ना. इससे पहले तुम कहते हैं रेड टीमिंग, ब्लू टीमिंग, पर्पल टीमिंग या ऑफेंसिव सिक्योरिटी या डिफेंसिव सिक्योरिटी, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जिसमें तुम साइबर सिक्योरिटी में कर सकते हो. इंजीनियरिंग में तुम्हारे पास ऑप्शन डिफरेंट हैं, साइबर सिक्योरिटी में तुम्हारे ऑप्शन डिफरेंट हैं। तो अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम साइबर सिक्योरिटी की तरफ जाना चाहते हो तो पहले ये समझो कि तुम करना क्या चाहते हो, क्योंकि साइबर सिक्योरिटी बहुत कुछ है, क्लाउड है, सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन डेवलपमेंट है, एप्लीकेशन सिक्योरिटी है, हजारों तरह की छोटी 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 फील्ड्स हैं जिसमें तुम अपनी कैपेबिलिटी या माहिर ऑफर कर सकते हो। तो वट एवर वर्क्स फॉर यू। बट ये है कि डेफिनेटली एक बार तुम अपना कैपेबिलिटी और स्ट्रेंथ डिसाइड कर लो, फिर मान लीजिए साइबर सिक्योरिटी बहुत ओपन एरिया है, मतलब उसमें तो बहुत कुछ है करने के लिए।
Okay. One more question. जैसे आपने हम लोग के जितनी भी व्हीकल्स है वो एक सेंट्रलाइज सिस्टम से कनेक्टेड है, जहाँ पे आपका ब्रेकिंग हो गया, ऑटोमेटिक ट्रांसमिशन हो गया, एवरीथिंग एल्स। तो लाइक यहाँ पर जो ये यूज करके तो हम लोग इंक्रिप्शन को, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट अगर हम लोग रिमोट एक्सेस में भी कर सकते हैं, तो एस्ट्रो सॉल्यूशंस ऐसा क्या है कि उस सेंट्रलाइज सिस्टम को डिसेंट्रलाइज कर पाए, जैसे ब्लॉकचेन की तरह?
नहीं, हम कोई ब्लॉकचेन पे इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर, क्योंकि देखो ब्लॉकचेन आप कार में इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाओगे।
ब्लॉकचेन नहीं, पर डिसेंट्रलाइज कैसे करेंगे?
डिसेंट्रलाइज नहीं करना इसके अंदर। इसमें बेसिकली हमने कार के अंदर एक IDPS को इम्प्लीमेंट करना है, इंट्रूजन डिटेक्शन प्रोटेक्शन सिस्टम। आई एम श्योर एवरीबॉडी हर्ड अबाउट IDPS।
Yes.
So we are just implementing IDP vehicle so that whatever threat it is able to neutralize that threat.
Even force everything.
Whatever the threat is. Any other question?
Hello, sir. So I have a question like about attacks.
Okay, that is a very good question. See, the only way to ensure that you are not compromised is that first of all, do not install any malicious application on your mobile phone. That is the easiest way for someone to get to your mobile or get to your car. Okay. I'm sure everybody uses WhatsApp. Okay. There is a recent vulnerability in WhatsApp, which means that if I send you a beautiful image, and it will carry a malicious code, and it will then kind of compromise your phone. You're using it completely right now for Apple users, but there is a vulnerability in Android also. So that is also can be done. So whatever you do on WhatsApp, social media, please ensure you do not click on malicious URLs. Do not download any application that you think could be a compromised application. Do not do that. The other is that for your vehicle, ensure that you're parking in a public space or areas which is well lit or very securely guarded. It's not in a remote area where somebody can steal your vehicle. Then lastly, I can suggest you to have physical security measures, like you can put a clamp on your tires of your vehicle. That's the best thing you can do right now. Other than that, trust me, there is no way for me to tell you is there any way to protect your vehicle, because the software is not owned by me. Software is owned by the company who has manufactured the vehicle. If there is a potential problem with the software, somebody can really steal your vehicle. Any other question?
Sir, if you are not modifying the company software, then what exactly Desktop Solution is doing that part of?
We are putting a layer of IDPS over the ECU memory. In reality, we are just putting an additional layer of, it's like putting antivirus on Windows 11. And that's exactly what we're doing here.
Why can't the company do it itself?
The company can do itself, but the company don't have resources to do. Or the cost of implementing a cybersecurity is expensive right now, so they don't want to do it. So we are doing for them. देखो कंपनी का काम है गाड़ी बनाना, उनका काम साइबर सिक्योरिटी नहीं, करेक्ट? तो जिनको गाड़ी बनानी है उनको गाड़ी बनानी।
Software में भी modifications कर दो, rather than just providing a layer.
क्योंकि it is not that easy. It is or not that easy. इतना आसान होता तो फिर तो कोई बात ही नहीं होता. It's like saying, telling Microsoft, why did you put antivirus like Defender on the Windows? Yeah. Any more questions?
Hello, sir. As you talk about how cybersecurity used in hardware application, can you tell me how cybersecurity used in software application? I have made many applications. If you give me suggestions so that I can improve my application, web application.
Okay, that is a very good question. So today, everybody is using mobile phone. Is there anybody here who does not use a mobile phone? Okay. Now, since everybody uses a mobile phone, I'm sure everybody has Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, so many applications, correct? Now, these applications interact with your mobile phone operating system or your web application in some form or another. Some carry encrypted data, some do not carry encrypted data. So, as a cybersecurity professional, your role is to understand how these applications communicate to the web application. They are over HTTPS protocol or they are using TLS communication. Then TLS has various versions of it, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, depending upon it. The other is that you can reverse engineer these applications, right? So if you have, say for example, in case of Android, you can download this application, you can take a APK file, you can run reverse engineering on this application to understand what are the areas where this application has vulnerability or potential bug into it, which can lead to a cyber attack to your web server. Up recently, I don't know whether you heard about it, last year there was an attack on Aadhaar, which led to a lot of Aadhaar data being stolen by our dear friends in neighborhood. So if this kind of assessment that you can do to ensure that web applications cannot be secure, no SQL injection can happen, nobody can do a side channel attack on those applications, those are the areas that can help you to have more strengthened, robust and resilient web application and the application that you're using on your mobile phone. Did I answer your question?
So I want to know the areas where cyber the crimes happen, the chance of cyber crime happens in web applications.
Okay. I'll give you the most easiest example I am coming to mind. This happened a couple of years back, but it's the most interesting. My wife got a call on her mobile number saying that your debit card has been expired, and I am calling from Reserve Bank of India. So you need to give your debit card number and the PIN number, and everything is written in the card so that we can give you the new card. Okay, and this was a couple of years back, I mean 4 years now. And because I work in cybersecurity, my area is to inform my near friends and dears कि भैया अगर ऐसा कुछ हो जाए, कोई फोन कॉल आ जाए, तो घबराना नहीं, मेरा नंबर दे देना. तो she called me, and she said कि सुमित ऐसा कॉल आई है, क्या करना है? तो मैं कुछ नहीं करना, तो उसको मेरा नंबर दे दे, बोलो बड़े साहब ऑफिस में बैठे हैं, उनके पास कार्ड है, आप वहाँ फोन कर दीजिए. तो उसने मुझे फ़ोन किया, तो मैंने उससे पूछा सिंपल हिंदी में, मतलब कौन से RBI का कौन सा महकमा है जिसमें कार्ड इशू होता है, मैंने तो कभी सुना नहीं. तो जैसे उसने ये शब्द सुना ना मेरे मुँह से, तो उसने फ़ोन काट दिया. रियलिटी इज कि जितने भी साइबर अटैक हो रहे हैं, चाहे वो फोन पैसा चोरी हो रहा है, चाहे वो डेटा चोरी हो रहा है, सबसे बेसिक चीज़ें हो रही हैं कि उस सोशल इंजीनियरिंग स्किल है. इनफैक्ट मैं आपकी मैम से ही बात कर रहा था कि आप लोगों को सोशल इंजीनियरिंग के बारे में सबसे ईजिएस्ट वे है किसी का डेटा या किसी के बारे में जानना, सोशल इंजीनियरिंग स्किल्स. आप कैसे किसी से बात करो कि वो आपको सब कुछ बता भी दे और आपने पूछा भी नहीं. करेक्ट. तो अगर मुझे जानना है कि तुम कहाँ रहते हो, तो मैं क्या पूछूंगा तुमसे? मैं इधर पूछूंगा मुझे बताना तुम कहाँ रहते हो. मैंने बोला विकासपुरी में देखा है, तो आप क्या बोलोगे? नहीं नहीं मैं वहाँ नहीं रहता. correct? So these are some of the questions that helps you get information from people that you want to give them information. मिल गई तो फिर मेरा काम तो हो गया ना, फिर you are not relevant to that cyber attack anymore. Got it? Should you wind up? Okay. Thank you so much.
I would like to thank Sir for sharing his valuable insights and experiences with us. Can you have a huge round of applause for him, please? Thank you so much, sir. मानना बहुत थोड़ा सीरियस लग रहा है. आदित्य को बुला ले क्या? बुला ही लेते हैं. आदित्य.
मजा आ रहा है? देखो पता चल रहा है बोर हो गया थोड़ा सा, इसीलिए कह रहा हूँ कि थ्योरी टाइम अब ओवर हो चुका है. बारी है प्रैक्टिकल्स की. सेकेंड ईयर का तो चल ही रहा है, फर्स्ट ईयर भी अब करेगा प्रैक्टिकल. जितना तुमने सुना, जितना तुमने समझा, इसके लिए आज हमारे पास है 3 हैंड्स ऑन सेशन. पहला सीक्वल इंजेक्शन. तुम्हें पता है आज भी 75% वेबसाइट्स जो है यहीं पे यूज हो रही है. तो इसकी वल्नरेबिलिटी का ध्यान कौन रखेगा? फर्स्ट ईयर सॉरी जयेश आपको समझाएंगे कैसे करते हैं. सेकेंड है पोर्ट स्कैनिंग. थर्ड हमारा है ब्रूट फोर्स. हम इसमें करेंगे क्रैक पासवर्ड्स, पर उसके बाद कोई भी इसका गलत यूज नहीं करेगा. कोई भी एक्स वाई जी का पासवर्ड क्रैक नहीं करेगा, इलीगल होता है. ठीक है, तो आर यू रेडी गाइस? तो हमारे 3 वेन्यूज है. ब्रूट फोर्स होगा कंप्यूटर सेंटर में, सीक्वल इंजेक्शन होगा सेमिनार हॉल में, और थर्ड है पोर्ट स्कैनिंग जो कि होगा D41 में. एक एक करके सारे बच्चे जाएंगे. आर यू रेडी गाइस?
तुम लोगों ने खाना नहीं खाया क्या? आर यू रेडी? हाउ इज द जोश? नहीं जाने नहीं दूंगी. हाय सर सुनने में हाउ इज द जोश? हाउ इज द जोश? बोलो भाई. फर्स्ट ईयर हाउ इज द जोश? नहीं यार मजा नहीं आ रहा. हाउ इज द जोश?
ये बहुत गलत बात थी यार, बहुत गलत बात थी. अब पता चला कितनी मेहनत लगी. अटेंडेंस सबकी हो गई है. FOSS team, please come to the stage.
बंद कर देना.